I forgot to do something last night.
What'd you forget to do?
The character sheet.
Bro, it's not that I forgot. I just didn't have a lot of time, and when I did try, I struggled. But I have been thinking of my backstory, and I thought of this cool. Huh?
A lot of backstory we can do as we play this. So
Okay, good, because I figured most of it. But I did think of So you know how my character starts off as like an urchin.
Yep.
I kind of like the classic. Some older educated person saw something that he liked about me, took me in. Yeah, and they saw something in me and decided to educate me and then send me to the one place, the house of something. The house of something. I forgot what house I'm in.
You're in, well, the House of Forging or something like that.
Yeah.
But we modified it. So what we could do for the D&D session is I can just DM you, and then you play through, and then we can introduce my character on the next one.
So we don't have to do it now. We can do it next episode. But I just want to get started.
We should do
for everybody who knows what we're talking about, because we've been talking about this in private. But we're gonna we've been talking about wanting to play D&D on the channel, and I thought of an interesting way to implement it into the podcast itself, where we could just dick around, have fun on a quest or two, and then and then when we're done, or we could tie it into a segment or topic we want to talk about. Because the whole idea is to take this D&D session along with all the segments and topics and bullshit we do, and we try to have fun here and try to bring it into a book. I'm gonna write a book about it. Eventually, at some point, once we have enough material, and when I'm done with. I'm working on 2 other books. So that's kind of the idea. Sort of like a what's that show on Netflix? I forgot what it's called. Midnight Gospel. It's like Midnight Gospel, but a book. Have you ever heard of Midnight Gospel?
Nope, but on the other hand, I'm looking forward to doing this. So like I said, we can actually do it right now if you wanted to. We could actually do the DM thing today, introduce your character.
Okay. Let me pull up my... did you have... Because I was trying to think of how we can begin this adventure, and I like the idea of you and me at a campfire.
I was just gonna introduce your character at the forge area itself, where all the people are learning, and then have you get set out on a quest. And then, because I don't have my character ready, what we could do is tie it into that's how we meet up.
See, I like the idea that we've known each other and we've been hanging out and we've been in a party for a while. Sort of, I like the idea of starting part way through our partnership / friendship, and I like the idea that we're still related, and that our families just lived in different towns and we came together after all this time.
All right, I like it.
Could help with context, because someone's, a lot of what we talk about on our personal lives connect because we're family, and I want to bring that into our campaign along with my book.
All right, that fits.
The book is going to be kind of a second thought, because I can retroactively rearrange and rewrite our campaign to fit a book narrative. So that's not as important as just having a fun campaign. And I really like the idea of us being friends / family, and not shtick, but that dynamic.
what we could do then is just wait, I guess, till the next one, like you suggested originally.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm okay with that. I fucking forgot to do it. Like, I have my numbers.
I don't blame you, dog.
I have my numbers. I got an 8 on my strength score. I got -1.
I want to compare yours to mine.
All right.
Okay. So, I guess we could decide on like I like the idea of us still sharing a last name. So do we want to pick like a last name?
We can go to a word generator and just pick a random one.
I invent names for my novel. I could figure it out. I was actually gonna go with something kind of simple, like just Rad. It doesn't have to be like we could just put Rad in as a placeholder, and our last names could just be Rad.
All right.
Or my dad, he really fancies Radical. Like he's like, oh, we're Radical Radkes. So we could be Radical.
As soon as you said Radical, I heard him in my head just saying Radical Radkes.
I dig it.
All right, so you wanted to compare?
Oh yeah. So what's your strength score again?
I have an 8, which means 8. I have a -1. And then my dexterity is a 14.
I mean, you're a wizard. You don't need like strength, really. Yeah.
All right. So my dexterity is a 14.
Just make a magical dagger. My strength is 10.
Fuck.
So I'm 0. So nothing special.
I got -1. I got -1
for dexterity, or I know for strength. But what'd you get for dexterity?
I got a +2, so I have a 14.
So hold on, let me look at these numbers. 14. So you got +2. Now, how does that help with the wizard? What do wizards need dexterity for?
Initiative. So I can attack first. That way, I don't get hit first and die, because I have only 10 for my constitution, and I get a 1d8 for my health score. So I'm gonna be a little bitch boy in the back.
Oh, that's fine. I figure, if I'm going to be summoning creatures, they'll probably be taking the brunt of our damage for...
Exactly.
Yeah.
I forgot one thing about our characters. We need to pick... I forgot to have you choose your feat.
My feat.
Okay, so a feature is kind of like a special thing you learn. Normally, you don't start off with one, but it makes the game a lot more interesting and fun to just start off with a feat.
A feat. Oh, so your feat just means feature.
Yeah. You get your character feature, which is like, okay, I can dual wield now, or like you can pick up something in I think it's called magic something. I can't remember, but it gives you cantrip spells. It gives you more cantrip spells from the wizard class, and you just get to use them whenever you want, because that's what a cantrip is. And then
for sure.
So yeah, there's stuff like that. And
how do you figure out your feature?
You look it up and you pick one.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. Under features and traits?
It's just called feats. Like that's what they call them in D&D. It's feats. So there's
there's this section here just called features and traits.
Yep. It'll go there.
Character appearance. Just literally my character. I'm just literally gonna, in that box, I'm just gonna put my pixel art.
For my constitution, I have a 10, which means I have +0.
Okay, my constitution is 12, meaning I have a +1.
What?
What's constitution again?
What
would we use it for?
That's how much health you'll get and how much of a beating you can take, along with like you taking poison and stuff like that. Being able to like, all right, I'm gonna rock at this box of worms because I'm in a eating contest or something like that. So being able to stomach things. So like, let's say you see a gory ass scene where it's just blood, guts, mutilation everywhere. You're going to roll a constitution check. You fail. You're going to puke everywhere or pass out possibly from blood.
And what's your constitution?
10. I have a
10.
+0.
I got 12 +1.
See,
let's hope we don't come across any bloody, gory scenes.
All right. I got a 16 in intelligence.
Me too.
Yep, +3, and then my wisdom's a +3 as well for 16.
Mine as well.
And then my charisma's a 12 for a +1.
I feel like you got kind of fucked on your stats. Like all of your,
I kept them, but
okay.
I haven't chose my race yet. So depending on what I get, so I do have human for right now, but I haven't added in the multiplier yet. So there is something called variant human where I get to choose where I put my scores and stats. So I could go in and like change one of these, but for the most part, I think I might choose a race that's close to human. That way I can get a +2 somewhere and then get a better score somewhere else. So like maybe my dexterity, if I can find something that's kind of like a human with +2, then that means I can boost my dexterity score to 16 and get a +3 in dex. So
there you go.
I might subclass later into a rogue or something if I get a higher dex score.
Sorry, what into a rogue?
You can cross class. So
okay.
So let's say we level up. That means I can put the level into my wizard class, or I can put the level into another class if I meet the prerequisite requirements. So for an instance, a sorcerer, I believe, needs 13 charisma to be able to cross class into a sorcerer. I only have 12, so I wouldn't build a cross class. However, I believe an archer or a ranger, whatever you want to call it, I think it's a 13 in dex score, but I can't remember if there's a strength. No, there's an intelligence requirement of 13 as well. So I could cross class as a ranger, but you got to meet those stat requirements. However, in 5e, it's not worth cross-classing for the most part because you lose a lot of benefits of your class itself. It's more or less for role-playing purposes.
Okay, I was going to say if you're going to cross class, I would pick something that would complement my summoner or something that would complement your wizarding. But you think it might just be better to stick with the one.
So in general, wait until level 3. In most class, like my wizard class, I only need to wait until level 2. I get most of my cool stuff at level 2, and then another cool stuff at level 4 or 5. I can't remember. But for like most classes, you wait until level 3, then you get your school or your variant class, and then on level 4 you cross class. That way you get the most benefit of your character. So maybe I'll cross class into a sorcerer if I get a higher charisma score. So maybe I'll pick a tiefling and just have like give on one of my features, give myself like an illusionary feat where I just change my appearance to look human. So something like that.
For sure. Like a dwarf. You kind of look like a dwarf from the shoulders up.
Thanks, man.
Yeah.
Maybe that might be fun. That would kind of be fun, to be honest. So dwarf wizard, but I think
sounds pretty badass.
You know what? I think I lose intelligence for being a dwarf, though. I can't remember.
Nice.
I'm not even joking.
I know you're not.
I'm looking it up because I can't remember. All right.
Yeah, you probably don't want to do that.
Excuse me.
I
could choose a hill dwarf and get a +1 to my wisdom score. Dwarven toughness. Oh, I might actually do this. This gives me more hit points so I don't die. Yeah, my constitution gets a +2. I think I'm going to actually pick a dwarf. The only problem is I only get 25 movement speed.
Something to consider.
Oh, and my ability score. If I choose a mountain dwarf, I can have my strength score increased by 2.
You'd be a halfling.
I played a halfling at one point, and they're really good as rogues and oh my god, monks are so fucking insanely broken. Like, for an instance, at level 1 I can hit you and then kick you for an extra 1d4 damage.
I don't have a D4. Maybe I think I'll go out to GameStar tomorrow or something and buy a set.
Just go on Amazon and spend $5. It'll be at your house tomorrow if you have Prime.
I don't have Prime. That's okay. I'll buy from my local game store.
That's good.
They got a lot of cool shit, and they sell my novels.
So if I pick a halfling, I can get a dexterity score of +2, so I could have a 16 dexterity score.
Let me flip over back to mine.
I could get a +3 in dexterity, so that might be worth it. I don't know. There's also a thing called Lightfoot. So I don't like playing smaller characters because my base speed turns down to 25, which means I move slower.
Yeah. It was just a thought.
It's a good thought though. But I'll try to find something. I'll probably play a variant human because that allows me to put my ability scores.
It's a fun thought. It's a funny thought.
Well, variant human is broken, so because I get to put my ability scores wherever I want with a variant human, if I remember right.
I started my second day in the Vision Center today.
Oh, yep. Variant human. 2 different ability scores of your choice increases by 1. You gain a proficiency in a skill of your choice, and you gain a feat of your choice.
A feat of your choice and
so I get a bonus. So that means I get a bonus feat at level 1, and then I gain a new skill of my choice. So under skills like acrobatics, animal handling, I just get to pick one, and then I get to choose where my ability scores go.
Abilities.
That's your strength, dexterity, constitution.
Okay. It's not like labeled abilities, so I never find it.
Just rule of thumb: if you're hearing your modified score or your ability scores, it's your 6 numbers on the left side. The modifier is the -1 +2 +3, and then ability scores is just the 10-digit or 2-digit number.
Quick question: so like my armor class, they have to roll a 12 or higher, right?
Yes, on a D20 to hit you.
Yeah. If they roll, does the higher number carry over? Like if they roll a 16, and it's 4 more than 12, does that 4 carry over to my hit points?
No. Okay. So let me. So let's say I attack. I roll a D20. I roll a 13. I break your armor. Now what I'll do is I'll roll, let's say, a 1d8. I roll my 1d8. I roll a 5, and then I add my modified score of my strength. Let's say I have +2 to my strength. That means I'm dealing 7 damage to you because I rolled a 5 plus my modified strength score. Or, depending on the class or character, sometimes you add your dexterity score if you're a finesse weapon. So like rangers use their dex to hit you. So if I hit you, it would be like, okay, I roll a 1d8, I roll an 8 plus my dexterity score of +2. You get hit with that.
Okay, so yeah, that's all I remember that much. I was just curious if the D20 carried over, but it does not.
No,
that's all I need.
No, it does not.
Coolio.
But something to do with crits. I let my players decide this, and it's something that we've adapted now into like every play style. But how we do crits is a nat 20 is a crit. So the one way to do it is you just roll your damage twice. However, that doesn't actually feel like a crit sometimes because you can roll low twice in a row and just be like, I deal 4 damage on a crit, and it doesn't feel that great. Or what we do is we max your hit point. We max the damage that's possible. Then you roll on top of that. So if you have a 1d6 +2, you deal 8 damage plus a 1d6 dice. That's how we do that.
It's a little complicated.
All right.
You know
how your sword... Okay, you know how your sword deals 1d8?
My sword deals 1d6 actually.
Okay, yeah. So it deals 1d6, right?
Uh-huh.
If you crit, you
So, hey,
automatically.
dog. Sorry, Taylor's calling me.
It's okay.
Hello.
While he's
No,
on the phone,
I was in the middle of the
everyone, you should
podcast.
like, subscribe, share, and sharing the video
No,
right
no.
now is the major thing to help us grow. So if you want to see us get bigger, please share the video, force it in front of your children, make them watch it, make them subscribe, like Coco Melon. I'm joking.
Okay. Yeah, just let me know.
I wonder if he wants me to mute him.
Uh-huh.
Drugs. Anyways, so no, seriously though, if you want the podcast to grow, please share it, like it, comment, let us know what your favorite segments are in the comments below, because that's amazing to us. We love going through and reading through all that. We'll reply, obviously. If you have any ideas for future podcasts, that's great to tell us too. We're really just enjoying ourselves here. So help us.
Well, text me on your last break. Okay. Okay, babe. All right. I love you. Bye.
Anyways, so your sword deals 1d6.
Yes.
Right? Okay.
Uh-huh.
You'll automatically deal the max damage, which is 6 damage.
Why? Oh,
because you crit. And then you roll a d6. So you roll that 6-sided dice to add on top of that damage. Because that's how we deal with crits here. Because otherwise you roll 2d6 and you could roll 2 1s and then your crit's wasted. So
okay, so you when you're trying to break the armor class, you roll, say, and you get a natural 20.
Yep, that means you crit.
Okay, so instead of rolling 2 dice, you get an automatic 6 plus.
You get the max damage, then you roll.
That's cool. I like that a lot.
I like that a lot more. Everyone I've played with likes it a lot more.
Yeah, it's fucking sick as fuck.
Yeah, we took it from the 4th edition. Like, no one likes 4th edition, but there is a couple segments from 4th edition that we've added to 5th edition because it just makes the game a lot more fun, and that's what we do. We rather have fun than have
I feel like D&D is really about like homebrew style and like doing whatever the fuck you want.
Yeah, it can be, and it usually is. If you want the honest truth, the easiest class to play as a new player is the monk. Everyone will tell you fighter, but no, sorry, the monk is beyond easy. It's straightforward, to the point. That's all it is. The fighter can be complicated, while a monk you only have to know 2 things. You just need to know 2 things with the monk. Roll a d20. Did you hit? Roll your damage. Cool. Now what? That's it. The fighter, you got to be like, okay, I'm going to move to the side. I roll for damage. And then when you level up, it's like, okay, now I have all these features like second wind and everything else. The monk, you just attack more. That's it. The monk is, I hit you for more. Cool.
Now, is it like a Final Fantasy monk and they fight with their fists?
Yes and no. So monk class has different variants. Like, you could literally turn into the avatar with the monk class if you wanted to later on. But part of the monk is you have a staff or another monk weapon. You hit them with the monk weapon, then you get to kick them, punch them for another attack in the same turn. It's called an offhand attack. And then as you level up, you get more of those. And then you get key points, and you just spend key points to punch more. That's fucking it.